What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, beautiful people? This is your guy, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge into the game, man. Welcome back. We were live earlier today, and as always, make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys comment below in the live stream. This is a call-in show, you guys. So y'all know how we're getting down. I need a bunch of y'all to come through here, and I want you guys to air your grievances, air your frustrations, or just air your pleasantries when it comes to your Philadelphia Eagles. Like I said, I'm your guy, Tone DeShields II. This is Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. So much really to get into, so much to discuss. The Philadelphia Eagles, man, trending in the right direction, but there's still a lot that needs to get done. There's still a lot that we need to find out about this Philadelphia Eagles team. So what I'm about to do, I'm about to post the call-in link to the show because I want to hear what you guys have to say. I care about what you guys have to say. So give me a moment while I type this thing in real quick. Because I know a lot of you guys are excited about Jalen Hurts. I know you guys are excited about Kaiser White. And I know you guys are excited about Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean. I know you guys are excited about all those guys. So let's get the show on the road. Let's get the show on the road. All right, link is posted. It's now pinned to the top. There we go. Call-in link is in full effect. So, yeah, you guys, shout out to my man Jay Young. Shout out to my man Jinx Wolf in the building. So, let's pick up where we left off. The breaking news, obviously, Arcega-Whiteside got traded to the Seattle Seahawks. And it's a good deal, if you ask me. Arcega-Whiteside is a player who really struggled to get things going in Philadelphia. Arcega-Whiteside never really panned out to anyone's expectations, not even his own. And it makes it even worse when you think about the players we passed up to choose Arcega-Whiteside. But at the end of the day, when you think about where they drafted JJ, it wasn't a bad pick. It's easy to say it was a bad pick now because guys like DK Metcalf panned out for the Seattle Seahawks. It's easy to say it was a bad pick. Revisionist history at its finest. But they managed to flip JJ Arcega-Whiteside for a young 25-year-old safety in Ugo Amadi. Now, he has some playing experience. He's been in the NFL for 3 years. This is his fourth season. He's entering the fourth year of his contract. We're going to discuss the contract situation as well, but in his career, he played in 47 total games, started in 12 games. So he has some starting experience. He got most of his reps in this past season in 2021, so he's trending in the right direction. Forced a turnover, got an interception. Also forced a fumble. Has six pass deflections. So, and also 54 total tackles, 42 solo, 12 assisted, and 2 tackles for loss. So he's an active guy. He is young. You still want to find out what he has, but what it does do, it adds depth to the safety position. As we all know, the safety position might be the weakest on this team. And if you think about who we have, Anthony Harris, Jaquiski Tartt, Marcus Epps, Reed Blankenship. I know they're running Josiah Scott at the safety as well, cross-training them and whatnot. But the Philadelphia Eagles could definitely use some depth in the DB room. And Ugo Amadi is going to challenge guys like Jaquiski Tartt. He's going to challenge Anthony Harris. You know what I'm saying? He's going to challenge Reed Blankenship. And, the Seahawks, historically, the Seahawks have been a pretty good team, a really good team, as a matter of fact. And, they've normally been in the playoffs. Last year was a down year because obviously Russell Wilson got hurt. But this kid, Ugo Amadi, has playoff experience. Not much, but he has the experience. And I don't think that's something to necessarily sleep on. A guy like Ugo Amadi, who you can put next to Marcus Epps, you got two young guys back there at safety. You probably still want to have Anthony Harris out there just for the experience factor. But again, Marcus Epps, Ugo Amadi, I think both of those guys are entering their fourth season, maybe their third. I know Ugo's entering his fourth season in the NFL. I think Marcus Epps is entering that third or fourth season as well. And who knows if Ugo Amadi can put pressure on Anthony Harris, if he can learn this scheme quick enough, you never know. Now, let's really put it in perspective. They decided to get rid of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside right before cuts came into play. And this is the time where players are getting cut left and right. This is the reality of it. So if you thought they were going to be able to get the same value for that J.J. Arcega-Whiteside pick, then you were sorely mistaken, right? There's no way they would be able to get a second-round talent for J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles spent the second-round pick on him, but there was no way they would get that in return. There was no way. J.J. hasn't given you anything. He hasn't shown that he's even second-round caliber. J.J. is really only showing you undrafted player ability, undrafted player production. And I'll be honest, there are undrafted guys that play better than this. There are undrafted guys that are more productive than J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. But J.J. has given you, at the bare minimum, seventh-round production. And you traded that guy who gave you seventh-round production for a fourth-round pick in Ugo Amadi. Now, the Eagles did manage to skate off of JJ's contract, $1.1 million that they would have owed him. But when they traded for Ugo Amadi, they picked up his salary, which makes a huge jump in 2022. It's worth $2.5 million, but there aren't necessarily any guaranteed dollars. So it's a $2.54 million cap hit. They're actually going to take a bigger cap hit if he makes the roster, but I'm pretty sure the Philadelphia Eagles have an opportunity to cut ties with him if things don't pan out. Now, if I dig a little deeper, what I'm seeing is a $161,000 base salary. So if they decide to cut him, they would owe him only $161,000. That's a steal. That they got away with one. The Eagles got away with one. Let's be totally honest about it. So cutting ties with J.J. Arcega-Whiteside was a no-brainer. The fact that you were able to bring in a talented DB, well, it all remains to be seen, but you were able to bring in a guy who's still young, still hasn't even begun to reach his plateau, right? If you ask me. We still need to find out how good he can be. Can he challenge Anthony Harris? Just adding more depth in that DB room is only going to make guys better. That's just the reality of it all. That's just the reality. Make sure you guys are smashing that like button. This is a call-in show. So if you guys want to kick it, lock in with the boy. The link is right there. All you got to do is click it, and we could talk some football, talk some Eagles, man. I know you guys want to talk about Jalen Hurts. I know you guys are excited about what he's going to bring to the table. I totally get it. So make sure you guys lock in and let me know what's what. Let me know, set me straight. You feel me? Set me straight. Set me straight, you guys. So I'm curious to know exactly what's to come. All right. Now, who's next? Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor is a player who, let's be honest, Jalen hasn't shown us anything either. And Jalen Reagor is a guy that you feel like you see the talent, but it's not manifesting itself. So it's kind of hard to go out on a limb and say Jalen Reagor is one of the more talented guys in this wide receiver room. That's just not true. Quez Watkins has shown to be more productive, which in turn will make you believe he's more talented, right? Jalen Reagor might be a better route runner. He may be more polished, but Quez Watkins has shown an ability to get open. He knows how to get open. He knows how to run the routes he's given. At least he has reliable hands for the most part. You dig what I'm saying? Still has a lot to prove. Still has a lot to still has a lot to grow on. But nonetheless, I respect Quez Watkins for taking advantage of opportunities, and then Jalen Reagor, he's the next one on the chopping block. Now, what do the Eagles do? Do they trade him? That's if he can raise the value. How can they raise his value? Get him on the field. But he has to take advantage of the opportunities on the field. Shout out to my man Daryl Woods for locking in on the content, man. I appreciate you, Daryl, and also thank you for the well wishes. Thank you for the well wishes. But a guy like Jalen Reagor, how do you get him open? How do you get him productive? You got to put him in opportunity, put him in position to succeed. But Reagor hasn't taken advantage. Like even in game 1 of the preseason against the Jets, only 25, 26 yards receiving on like 4 catches, averaged about 8 yards a catch, something like that. Like it just wasn't enough. And I know Howie Roseman doesn't want to just cut this kid because of the dead cap hit, but that roster spot has to become more important. That roster spot has to become more valuable. And you saw where the Philadelphia Eagles are when it comes to their roster. They understand that they need more depth at that DB spot. We all saw the preseason game. Some of those DBs was getting barbecue chicken, let's be honest. But also, Jonathan Gannon had those young guys playing off the line of scrimmage. So they weren't able to really get physical. They weren't necessarily able to play maybe their brand of football. They had to play it according to Jonathan Gannon's scheme. But we'll see if Jonathan Gannon plays a riskier defense. We'll see if he starts to become more assertive. But you bring in another safety, you put pressure on these DBs. You let them know that another body is here. They coming for your spot too. Like as much as I love Marcus Epps, he got to continue to show and improve as well. I think Marcus Epps is going to be their starter. I think that's a foregone conclusion. But it all remains to be seen what this kid Ugo Amadi is going to be able to do. It all remains to be seen, man. And a change of scenery can mean a lot for people. There's some guys that can't really take off where they are. They get to another situation, they're able to make the money, they're able to make the dough. They're able to put the piece in the oven and deliver. You dig what I'm saying? So not too many people have a fair shake where they are. Maybe that's the same for Jalen Reagor. Maybe that's the same for JJ Arcega-Whiteside. Excuse me, you guys. So what's next for Jalen Reagor? Got to get that value up. And the value will only increase if he's productive. Jalen Reagor's value is shot right now. His value might be just as bad as JJ Arcega-Whiteside's value. JJ got sent to a pretty good situation. He's going to play, and this is if he gets an opportunity, right? I think Tyler Lockett is still over there. They still got DK Metcalf. Who's their slot receiver? Who's that third wide receiver in Seattle? Let me look that up because I'm actually curious. Let me just look up their depth chart. I wouldn't be surprised if they loaded that wide receiver. Not as far as talent goes, but as far as just depth. I wouldn't be surprised. So let's look at this. All right, Seattle Seahawks wide receivers. Okay, so they got Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Freddie Swain, Penny Hart, Marquise Goodwin, D. Eskridge. And they got a bunch of other young guys as well. So let's be totally honest. JJ has an opportunity here. Outside of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, he has an opportunity to earn a roster spot. Can he earn that fourth wide receiver spot or that fifth wide receiver spot? Most teams are keeping 5 wide receivers these days. Can he can he lock up that fifth wide receiver spot? Depending on the team, it may be 6 wide receivers. But a team like Seattle, I expect them to keep 5 wide receivers at most. Can JJ beat out Penny Hart, Marquise Goodwin, Freddie Swain? That's his journey now. But he has an opportunity, a fresh piece of scenery. It's funny, he's from the West Coast, obviously. So when you think about it from that perspective, he played in the Pac-12. He understands that market. He knows the fan bases over there. He's close. He's probably closer to home, where he grew up, where he's from. So yeah, man, It's a good opportunity for JJ. He went to Stanford playing in that Pac-12. Good opportunity for him. Both players are 25 years old. JJ, 3 years in the league, and Ugo, 3 years in the league. They both was in the same draft class, and they both played in the Pac-12. Ain't that something? Traded both of these. They both Pac-12 alumnus. That's wild. That's wild. So we'll see how this happens. Maybe they used to lock each other up back in the day. Maybe. Make sure you guys continue to smash that like button. This is a live call-in show. So remember, if you guys want to kick it with your boy, click that link below. Or click the link up top. I pinned it to the top of the live chat. I want to actually pick your brains about your Philadelphia Eagles. I want to know where you guys stand on Jalen Hurts' performance. I want to know where you guys stand on these other young guys, Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean. How do you guys feel about Kaiser White's performance? How do you guys feel about Nick Sirianni's outburst on the sideline when Jalen Hurts got hit? How do you guys feel about Andre Dillard's fight in training camp? There are so many things that we can touch on and so many topics we can broach, but I need you guys to do so. I'm going to continue to do my thing on my end, and you guys just do your part on your end, and we'll have a good time. So make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys continue to comment below in the live chat and stay engaged. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell. That lets you know whenever I'm live. Whenever I drop some content, you'll be the first one to lock in. And I appreciate that as always. So where was I? Right. Arcega-Whiteside guys like Jalen Reagor. Those guys, they made their bet and then they got to lay in it. It was interesting. I was watching that Jalen Reagor interview not too long ago, and he was saying, I got to fight for a roster spot now. I got to stay locked in. I'm battling now. This is new territory for me, or whatever he said. And my thing is, yeah, it's maybe it's new territory for you, but at the end of the day, this is the NFL. You gotta you keep what you kill. Let's just call it what it is. This is the NFL. You keep what you kill. And if you're not killing it, if you out here ball jiving, you playing around with your food, somebody gonna take it off your plate. And Jalen Reagor, JJ Arcega-Whiteside are guys that have been playing with their food. They've been playing around with their opportunities. Let's just call it what it is. At the end of the day, they have not been able to produce. And that's why J-Jaw is gone. Sayonara to him. RIP to him. Jalen Reagor. Most likely he's next. The moment the Philadelphia Eagles got a deal that makes sense, they're going to trade him. If they traded a former second-round pick for a fourth-round pick, they might trade a former first-round pick in Jalen Reagor for maybe a third or a fourth as well. Don't get it twisted. They might try to get a player in return. Let's just call it what it is. But Reagor is having a good camp. Reagor's having a camp that you want to pay attention to, but he continues to do that. That's not out of the ordinary, right? We know Jalen Reagor is going to produce in training camp, but will he actually produce on the football field in live action when the chips are all on the table? It all remains to be seen. I kind of doubt it, but I do anticipate him giving it his all. Will it mean much? Probably not. Probably not. So make sure you guys smash that like button if you guys feel differently. I want to know, what do you guys think J-Jaw is going to do in Seattle? Also, what's going on, Ivan? How you feeling, my guy? Welcome to the show. My man Jinx Wolf, Daryl Woods, Jay Young. Welcome to the live stream, fellas. This is a call-in show, so if you guys want to kick it and talk about your Eagles, we can chat it up right here, straight like that. We can chat it up, straight like that. Straight like that. But yeah, I was thinking about Jalen Hurts' performance, and as much as you want to give him credit, right? And you have to give him credit. He came out and did exactly what he was supposed to do. He performed the way he was supposed to against a bad football team, the New York Jets. That's what it is. They're a bad football team. Hey, what's going on, Andrew Hernandez? My guy, welcome to the show. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you also remain engaged in the live chat, my man. That really helps as well. He says, what up, Tone? Who are your biggest sleepers going into this season? Very, very good question. One of my biggest sleepers, I believe, that's a really good question. I want to say they're on the defensive side of the ball. And I want to say, I think Milton Williams makes an impact. I'm sorry, man. Like I'm a Milton Williams fan. I think Milton Williams, he's been the most slept on. He's been the least talked about. He hasn't really gotten his just due. And I think Milton Williams is due to have a breakout season. Now, he is going to be a rotational piece. And he's going to rotate, obviously, with Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Jordan Davis. Those four guys are going to constantly rotate. But I believe if Milton Williams can take that next step, he may be a starter within the next year or so. Maybe not this year, but I think Milton Williams has an opportunity to be a starter on the defensive line. And he's interesting because he's a tweener. He's that hybrid between the edge rusher and a defensive tackle. And just his body type, his skill set allows you to do a lot of different things with him on the defensive line. So I think Milton Williams has an opportunity to break out this season. And who knows, maybe Milton Williams gets 6 sacks, 7 sacks. You never know. It's very possible. Ivan Mims says a sleeper for him is Davion Taylor. I like that. I like that, actually. Davion, it's funny because Davion is a player who has made strides. He's made a lot of strides. And it's finally starting to come together for him, right? He's finally starting to see the game instinctually. It's finally beginning to slow down for him. The rubber is starting to meet the road. And you saw it in that Broncos game. You saw when he got the starting spot ahead of Alex Singleton and after they cut Eric Wilson. You saw Davion Taylor started to actually affect the game, force turnovers. So I think that's a pretty good pick, Ivan, Davion Taylor. I like him a lot. I think Davion Taylor, outside of Nakobe Dean, might be one of the most talented linebackers we have. If Davion can figure it out, man, you have something in him. You have something if Davion can figure it out. You have something. Andrew says, I like that. Our depth at defensive tackle is crazy. That's true. After you get past the fourth guy, you got Marlon Tuipulotu. I don't have too much to say about him. Neither good or bad. He hasn't really shown me anything. Marlon Tuipulotu is going to make the roster. You need that 50. You need that 50 tackle. You might see him in the practice squad. There may be a game where he dresses. You never know. Ivan Mims says, right. And with Jordan Davis opening up gaps, our linebackers going to eat. That's a big fact. That's a very good point, my man. That's a very good point, Ivan. Jordan Davis creates so much opportunity for everyone else. You actually saw it in the preseason game. You saw him create opportunities for Nakobe Dean. You saw him create opportunities for Davion Taylor and, Teron Jackson and Patrick Johnson, Karan Johnson. You've seen him create opportunities for these guys. And I have a strong belief that Jordan Davis might end up being the most valuable player on defense. And it's not really going to be because of the stat line. That's the thing about Jordan Davis that we need to keep in mind, you guys. And I want you guys to really hear me out on this. Jordan Davis is not going to wow you in the stat sheet. Understand that his value goes far beyond the stat sheet. And the sooner we understand that, the sooner we accept that, we'll begin to love Jordan Davis like he's supposed to be loved. Excuse me, you guys. Long day. Andrew Hernandez says, what's the general ceiling of his defense in general? He says, in my opinion, it all rides on Jonathan Gannon. That's a very good point. The talent is there. Can Jonathan Gannon put it together? That remains to be seen. But to your question about the overall ceiling of the defense. Well, I think right now we have a top 10 defense. Some people may call me crazy for saying that. I think on paper, you have a top 10 defense. Now, they have to put it together. They have to find a way to increase team chemistry, play for each other, and that's when things will start to come together. They have to trust one another. They have to trust their defensive coordinator. And I believe this team, top 10 defense on paper, with potential to be a top 5 defense as well. I think it's going to be imperative for the Philadelphia Eagles to get back in the stat sheet in terms of sacks. We have been one of the worst teams when it comes to sacks in 2021. We were ranked 31st, didn't have that many sacks at all. It was terrible. And that just shows that we weren't able to disrupt the opposing quarterback. And, this team gets pressures, but still, the fact that quarterbacks were able to have career games against us means that our pressures weren't even making an impact. This is the reality. But also, that speaks to Jonathan Gannon's soft coverage with his DBs. Each hand has to watch the other. You had to have your D line getting pressure. In turn, you had to have your DBs playing close to the line of scrimmage so they can limit the amount of space that these wide receivers can operate in. If the defensive line is generating pressure, you're going to force the quarterback to make a mistake. He's going to throw that ball in tight coverage, and then the defender has a chance to make a play on the ball. These DBs are never going to have an opportunity to make a play on the ball if they're playing 5-10 yards off the line of scrimmage. It just won't happen. Quarterbacks are just going to nickel and dime you to death, straight like that. So this defense, top 10 on paper right now, has potential to be top 5, if you ask me, and also has potential to be one of the top 5 teams in terms of sacks in the NFL. Chris R. says, I think Nakobe Dean is the sleeper. We are going to have an insane rotation at D-line and linebacker. If Dean is a stud, we will be scary good. That's another thing. That's another good point as well, Chris. The fact that your front 7 rotation is insane. The front 7 rotation is off the charts. Let's really put it into perspective. For the defense, for your edge rushers, you have these guys rotating: Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, Derek Barnett, Teron Jackson. You had those guys rotating. Then your defensive tackle position, you have Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams rotating. And if you want to throw in Marlon Tuipulotu, he's going to be rotating as well. Given the situation. Then once you go back to the linebackers, right? You have Kaiser White, T.J. Edwards, Davion Taylor, Nakobe Dean, Sean Bradley. You still got Hassan Reddick, who's that tweener, as your edge rusher and your Sam linebacker. All those guys are going to be rotating as well. You have so much depth in your front 7. It's freakish. This Philadelphia Eagles team, if someone goes down, we're actually going to still be in a fairly good position. There's only certain people on this defense that we can't afford to lose. We can't afford to lose Jordan Davis. That changes the way our defense completely runs. We can't afford to lose Jordan Davis at all. You can't afford to lose, in my humble opinion, you can't afford to lose T.J. Edwards. Now, I know you have Nakobe Dean. I get that. But still, T.J. Edwards provides something. You can't afford to lose Hassan Reddick. You know what? It's 2 main guys on this defense you can't afford to lose. That's Hassan Reddick and that's Jordan Davis, and they're both on the defensive line. That's just what it is. That's just the unfortunate reality. Andrew Hernandez says, I read that. Darryl Wood says Reed Blankenship is a dog from Middle Tennessee. You think he will at least make the practice squad? I think so. Reed Blankenship had a really good preseason game against the Jets. He led the team in tackles. But remember the Eagles traded for Ugo Amadi, the safety from Seattle. They sent J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, and now that safety has made that room a lot more crowded. He's going to compete with all those guys. Ugo Amadi is going to compete with Kevon Wallace. He's going to compete with Andre Chachary. He's going to compete with Jaquiski Tart, Jared Maiden, Anthony Harris. I think the only person in the spot who's really safe is Marcus Epps, Anthony Harris. Everybody else is going to be competing. And Ahmad Ugo Amadi has an opportunity to jump Kevon Wallace, has an opportunity to jump Jaquiski Tartt, has an opportunity to jump Andre Chauncey. But I think Ugo Amadi, his real value is probably going to be on special teams. And maybe Reed Blankenship makes special teams, who knows? But I definitely think Reed Blankenship is going to be a depth piece on the practice squad for sure. He's a young guy with talent. Jay Young, what's going on, my man? I'm good. Andrew Hernandez says, off-topic question. How's it been working with the guys at JK Media? I watch Birds 365 every morning at work and love it when you're in there with John and Jody. Hey, man, I love it. I love working for those guys. I love working with those guys, man. John and Jody, Class X. Really appreciate those guys for, welcoming me to be a part of the team. Shout out to Joe Kraus. Shout out to Xander Kraus. Shout out to all those guys, man. Really appreciate those guys really welcoming me to the fold with open arms. So, man, I love it. I love it. I'm following my dreams right now. I'm officially in the industry. I'm learning, and I'm just grinding, man. I'm grateful for every opportunity that I've received thus far. I'm super grateful. Thanks for asking, my man. I appreciate you. Jay Young says, question your reaction to J-Jar getting traded. You were kind of normal on J-Jar getting traded. I'm happy about it. I'm happy. I'm glad we've moved on from it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one less anchor on the team. That's one less question mark. Think about it from this perspective. We need to purge all of Howie Roseman's bad demons from this team. We need to flush out all the bad juju from this roster. That's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. That's Jalen Reagor, unfortunately. It's just a reality. They haven't been able to produce, and it's no hard feelings. I wish them the best in their careers. I really do. I really want them to succeed. I think those two guys need a change of scenery. Most guys cannot play in Philadelphia. It's okay. It's fine. But when you're as lackluster as they have been, you have to have questions, man. You got to cut your losses. But again, I want those guys to be successful. I don't want that to ever get lost. I got a lot of respect for those guys. They made it to the NFL. They're able to feed their families. My respect is through the roof when you think about it from that regard. As a man, I respect them. As players, I've had my questions about them, and they haven't really done much to dispel that. Jay Young says, so we did good in the offseason. Do you think Jonathan Gannon will do good with this defense? I think so, because Howie got some good players in the offseason. I understand what you mean, Jay Young. You got the players, you got the talent now, but can you deliver? Can you scheme these guys open? Can you have these guys prepared? Right? That's my biggest thing. Can you get your guys to be prepared? That's what matters to me. Because if you guys aren't prepared, if you guys aren't properly conditioned, it doesn't matter how much talent you have. They're still going to be terrible. Jonathan Gannon has to change the mindset of this defense. He has to change the culture. He can't have guys playing 5-10 yards off the line of scrimmage. He got to have these DBs in these wide receivers' faces. They got to be in a personal space. They got to be able to put hands and feet on guys. Straight like that. Straight like that. Birdman 951, my brethren. Hope you're doing well, my man. My man Joey Shakes, hope all is well, my guy. He says, would have called them, but busy right now. Eagles moving in the right direction. Absolutely. Like I said, man, this is key, because they're like I said to you guys a few minutes ago, it's important. It's important for the Eagles to purge this roster of Howie Roseman's demons. They're purging the roster. They drafted Devonta Smith. They brought in A.J. Brown. Quez Watkins is panning out. They moved on from Travis Fulgham. They moved on from J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Jalen Reagor is next. He's next. If Howie Roseman was able to get a quality piece at safety in Ugo Amadi, if he was able to get a quality player, if he was able to get an extra body to add depth, maybe another special teams guy, what makes you think he can't get something for Jalen Reagor? Now, it just has to be the right move. Let's be honest, you guys. Draft picks don't help the Eagles right now. we can't just keep hoarding picks. Guys have to play football, and that's what this is about. We're getting rid of guys who don't play. We're getting rid of guys who just can't play football, and we're replacing it with guys who want to play football, who want to produce. Straight like that. Got to move on and cut your losses. And you're right, Joey. They're moving in the right direction. Shout out to Joey Shakes, man. Go subscribe to his channel. Real good dude, man. Shows me a lot of love. Wilts Duncan, my man. Hope all's well. Smash that like button, you guys. Really appreciate all the support, man. Don't forget, this is a call-in show. So if you guys want to come in and talk about the JJ Arcega-Whiteside trade, air your grievances, I'm here to listen to you guys and chat with you guys. The call-in link is at the top of the live chat. So if you guys want to hop in, just click that link, and you guys are good to go. You guys would be good to go. So Duncan says, did y'all see Dean blow up the line of scrimmage and make the running back trip? Yeah, that was wild, right? He totally laid the smackdown on that tight end. The tight end couldn't do much about it either. He just got punched in the mouth, and he rattled the cage of the running back. The running back just tripped. It was so much force. You dig what I'm saying? Birdman 951 says breaking news. Rihanna's record label just signed Arcega-Whiteside. Oh my God. Hopefully he brought his umbrella with him. I like what you did there, Birdman. That's funny. Oh man. That's a good point, Jay Young. Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean have a chemistry. They've played with each other for a long time, so they know how to operate in each other's space. They understand their tendencies, things like that. So it's really cool that we got both of those guys, man. Really cool. Really cool. AJB, unfortunately, I wasn't able to put 5 people on the poll. I was only able to put 4 guys on a poll. So, yeah. But Cam Jurgens, if you guys have something to say about him, let me know. But here we go. I am about to bring in my guy, Birdman 951. My man, how are you feeling?
Great. Can you hear me? Check.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are we feeling, man?
Man, what is up? Tone DeShields in the building. What is up, my guy?
Hey, I've been doing good, man. I appreciate you for calling in, my guy. How you been?
I appreciate you, man. I'm so happy for you, man. See the Jacob and all that stuff. That makes me
staying busy, man. Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, it makes me happy, man. Like seeing someone that I talked to and getting to know over the years, man. It truly humbles me that you guys are out there, and believe you, me, man, I'm doing the same out here on the West Coast, repping it hard 24/7. There's many things on the horizon for the Birdman _. This is one of the biggest things that I'm doing, representing the Birds, and I cannot wait to see people's reaction when I actually touch down in Philly, because I haven't brought out character yet, Birdman. So I'm gonna be super stoked, because I've been doing it over here, in Vegas. I was at the draft. I don't know if you saw me there.
Yes, yeah, bro. Yes. Yo. When I saw you out there, I was like, yo, is that Birdman 951? Bro, yeah. I was at a loss for words, man. Like, you are. See, the thing about you, bro, you get in the mix, bro. You touch the people. You love to be in the heat of the action, and that's what I love about your channel, bro. That's what I love about your content, and that's what I love about you, man.
Yeah, man. It was like for everybody, like, this character that it just happened. It meant a lot, and the biggest thing, bro, that happened was my daughter saw me on TV because they weren't able to come out, but her seeing me on TV, like, it broke me, man. Like, I was like, it's like that's my dad. It's like I do these things. I do this thing because I have such a huge passion for the Eagles, man. and I just love seeing fans' reactions. I took thousands of pictures, bro. Like I met John Clark, Jamie Apati, like, you know, the whole 97.5. They welcomed me with open arms. John Kincaid's got the West Coasting Birds T-shirt.
Word.
You know, it's just like it's so cool, man. And I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm getting. I thought I was gonna get a lot of negative, you know, attention, but man, it was the absolute opposite, man. Raider fans, every fan. If you're a fan of football and you can respect it, I got a lot of love out there. Took, like I said, thousands of pictures on video. I was doing all kinds of crazy stuff, man.
Man, that is like, see, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity, bro. And you gotta strike when the iron's hot. And you know, like I told you a while back, like real genuine dude. And you know, your approach to this content game is unique in and of itself, man. And you know, you got my full blown support. Like as long as I can help it, I'm always, you know, shout the channel out, support, watch the content. You know, as a matter of fact, we need to collab soon, man. We need to collab very soon.
And man, and then to get, I actually, John Clark hit me up before we selected Jordan Davis, and he said, "Hey, man, be honest with me. Who do you think we're getting?" And I said, "You know what, man? This is like so kind of weird, but I just feel Jordan Davis is Philly. I just get that vibe from him, and I don't see him going anywhere else, but he's going to be in that Philadelphia green." And he's like, "You really think so?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude. I don't know. This is where I never really get my draft picks right. But I don't know. There was just something. I'm calling him the Green Tsunami. That's my little nickname for him because
the Green Tsunami. I like that.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to stand next to this dude, you know, because, you know, people think I'm a big dude. No, when you stand next to Jordan Davis, that's the real deal, man. That's like,
yeah, man. I met him before. He's huge, bro.
Oh man,
he's huge,
like
bro.
5'3" or something like.
Dog, bro. I got a picture, right? My man, he dwarfs me, my man. He dwarfs me. There's no comparison.
Funny,
no comparison.
Yeah,
but like, I gotta ask you, since I got you on here, my man. Like, I need to know, like, you know, what's your thoughts on these Eagles so far, man? You know, the first preseason game is in the books. Didn't end how we wanted, but at the end of the day, the true value is that first half and seeing what your first and second team does. So I'm really curious to know what's your thoughts on the Eagles right now.
Okay, so I think that Howie Roseman has been listening to the Birdman _951 and maybe even Nick Sirianni, because I've been preaching to have Jalen Hurts out there for a couple series, because I don't want the Detroit, the opening game, to be like their preseason game. I want them to already get it out of their system and whatnot. So I'm not going to be too mad if they don't decide to play the Jalen for the second one. I would like to see him out there for 10 minutes or whatever, but I do understand, because I see people taking cheap shots at Jalen, and they could have just like derailed our whole season.
Definitely.
But what I liked was we went out there, and I'm liking the vibe. I'm getting the vibe of, all right, enough talk, let's do this. So that's something I totally wanted to see. I'm loving the vibe I'm getting from Jordan, and I was extremely ecstatic from Mike Tyson. I don't even say if I said that right. Mike Tyson, ecstatic to see Cam Jurgens out there doing that work, because I'm not gonna lie, man. That Kelsey elbow kind of getting me a little scared here from that Detroit game, because, you know, like, that's gonna be a big spot for a center to go out there.
Yeah, you're right.
Hold it down for a game, because you got to remember, like, this is like a nice symphony band. We need the flutes, we need the trombones, the trumpets, and all that. If we're missing something, you know, it's not going to be as what we're thinking, you know.
Absolutely.
But seeing that Cam did that, and I saw Baldy talking about him, oh man, I'm resting a little easy, because I was very on edge with this Jason Kelsey thing. And if he keeps doing this, man, we might just be set. center for center, man. And
yeah,
I
how
don't
many
know when.
teams? How many teams can really say they've
I don't know. I don't even know if the
let's
Eagles
put it in
ever said
perspective,
that before.
bro. Listen, like let's put it in perspective, right? Think about it from this perspective, like just from the left tackle position alone, we went from Trey Thomas to Jason Peters to Jordan Mailata. Who has that type of sustainability at positions? You get what I'm saying? And we are now about to make this easy, smooth, silky smooth pivot from Jason Kelsey to Cam Jurgens. And there's nothing more you can ask for from an offensive line perspective, man. Jeff Stoutland is coaching these guys up. You can't discount what he's doing either.
Yeah, I almost want to call that like a trifecta, what you're saying, because that normally doesn't happen. And real quick, not to talk about this team, but the Cowboys seem like they're kind of going through their issue with the O-line. So that's going to be a big thing down in Dallas, because when you need that line intact. I don't care what anybody says. And Lane Johnson, I hope he has a great season, and I hope nothing mentally kind of deters him or something like that. I hope everything's fine with his family and everything, because he's a big part of this too. We missed BB. I mean, who doesn't like Brandon Brooks, man? But he wasn't there enough, and
he couldn't hold up. Just couldn't hold up, man. But
who knows?
And the crazy thing is, though, when he was there, right? Like, can you imagine? Because like, if his body was able to hold up, because let's be honest, it never was a talent issue. It wasn't like he was missing a step. His body just can't hold up anymore.
Yeah,
it's sad.
I mean, and then the other thing is, my worries for the season mainly my number one, and this might be crazy out there, but I think it's Miles Sanders.
Interesting. Expand on that.
If Miles Sanders can, man, I would love for him to play the full 17, but I'm trying to push on 12 and 13 to be there. But if he can just be there and relieve some of this running that Jalen has been doing, I mean, bro, do you understand what that means for the team? Like,
yeah,
just that. You're going to have the opposing defense just hands on hips and just gas, because we are just running. And they're like, geez, okay, we got to stop Miles, maybe H, Gang, Boss. And we also got to stop Jalen if he wants it. Like, that's a lot of work. And that's just the guys that are running. We're not even talking about the receivers, So if Miles hangs, this is a big year for Miles, man. I don't know how you feel about the situation, but I think this is huge for Miles. And it's going to be huge for the whole team. His success is going to make us even better.
Absolutely. Like, Miles Sanders is a player that he has a lot riding on this year, right? It's a contract year, and he habitually has been hurt. Every time he plays 12 games, he can't make it to game 13. And that's really my problem with Jalen Hurts. I mean, not Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, excuse me. If Miles Sanders can stay healthy, this team can be potent. And, what's so interesting is, like, what I loved, about that preseason game also, besides Jalen Hurts taking what they gave him, you saw them incorporating Miles Sanders in the passing game. You saw Miles Sanders, run to the flat. You seen him run a screen play with Miles Sanders. You know what I'm saying? So I got a feeling Nick Sirianni is going to be incorporating a lot more running back screens. We haven't really been that good at the screen game ever since Andy Reid. It's been a long time since we've been productive in that. So I really have high expectations. I think Nick Sirianni is going to start to throw out more screenplays. We'll throw out way more screenplays with this with this group, man. But again, like, it's still a lot left that needs to be done. I'm really but go ahead, Birdman. You good? Go ahead. You breaking up, Birdman. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop you off, Birdman. Are you there? Yeah, you breaking up, Birdman. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring somebody else up real quick, and I'm gonna bring you back. So next, I'm bringing up My man, Infamous 2K. Infamous, what's going on, my guy? How you feeling?
What's good?
My guy, how you been, man?
You feeling good?
I'm doing good, bro. I can't complain, man. I can't complain at all. What's up with you?
I'm chilling. I'm getting something set up real quick.
I feel you.
What we talking about? I just had joined.
I was on no. You good. So like, man, we just shooting it, right? We talking about really this defense. Like, I gotta be honest. I really, matter of fact, let's get your thoughts on this defense, right? I want to really tap into like this front seven, and then we could probably tap into the DBs a little after the fact. But this front seven, right? And I want to get your opinion on this.
Yeah.
How would you evaluate the Philadelphia Eagles front seven, not just from a talent perspective, but also from a depth perspective? And let's just name some names real quick: Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Kaiser White, T.J. Edwards, Nakobe Dean, Brandon Graham. I can go on, but I just want to know what's your evaluation in this front seven as far as talent and as far as depth.
All right, so I think as depth, I think you guys have depth that, like, I feel like every year the Eagles have depth at the D line. Everyone, like last year, every year. Well, last year BG got hurt, but usually the Eagles have depth almost every year. I think your depth is even better than our depth was in 2017. To be honest, I mean, you have Jordan Davis, you have a bunch of dogs. I mean, Derek Barnett is Derek Barnett, but you still have Josh Sweat, you still have Fletcher Cox, you still have Javon Hargrave, and all these different people. And I don't think Hargrave played, right?
He hasn't. No, I think he had a sore toe or something like that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's up? All right. I'm about to be on the road, but I'll still stay on. But hold on, I gotta grab my socks. But basically, I mean, so Jordan Davis came off. There's one thing I saw about Davis was Davis had his hands on his hip a lot, and I feel like his conditioning got better, but I feel like it still needs some work. But when you add Javon Hargrave in the rotation between them two and Cox included, he's gonna come off the ball firing. And honestly, I'm scared. I'm watching the vid.
You're a Carson fan. You're a Carson fan.
Hold on, let me. Tone, what did I tell you?
Yo,
I told you I was gonna have the jersey.
No, you was there.
I told you I was gonna have the jersey. I told you.
That's the black jaw?
Nah, it's the red one.
I ain't gonna listen. I keep it 100. Them Commander jerseys fire.
That's what I'm saying, bro. People hate. Yeah, cool.
I ain't gonna cap. I like them Jones. Man. But yeah, like what you were saying.
But yeah, I mean, y'all front seven look really good, especially Nakobe Dean. Just finds a knack to the football.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I don't even want to go no more. So I dislocated my shoulder. I'll tell you in a minute. MJ, I'm not coming. You can go ahead.
It's so funny. It's so funny because Nakobe Dean, right? You see how he plays off of Jordan Davis, right? You see how he is able to read, Jordan Davis's tendencies, and and Jordan Davis just creates so much for everybody around him. Like, it's going to be so like I think maybe the most important player on this defensive front seven might be Jordan Davis, because he's going to keep so many players clean.
Yeah, 100%. And he opens up that gap for T.J. Edwards, Nakobe Dean, But yeah. I think the biggest thing is y'all secondary wasn't bad. I mean, it's the Jets, but at the same time, your secondary didn't seem, because like a lot of the times, come in. Hold on. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, like the DB is interesting because I was at the game, right, and I was paying attention to the young guys, and I gotta be honest with you, like, I understand Jonathan Gannon doesn't want to give up too much. I understand he wants to play a very vanilla, very bland defense, and he doesn't want to show too much of what his DB is going to be doing. But for one, I don't like the DB still playing too far off the line of scrimmage. And one of the guys that stuck out to me from just not in a good way is Josh Jobe. Josh Jobe was getting picked on towards the end of that game, and now I got my questions about him. But I'm again, like your evaluation. You talked about the D line. Now the linebackers, they were going to transition to DBs. Kaiser White, first, basically almost his first time on the field as the Eagle, interception. Like, what I'm saying? You hardly see Eagles linebackers really moving as silky smooth in the in pass protection like that. Like, I was watching that game and I'm there in the building.
You went?
No, yeah, I was there. Yeah, me and my dad and my brother. I'm at the game and I'm paying attention to how he just read the quarterback's eyes and he made it look so smooth. It was so smooth. You would have thought the pass was meant for him.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy.
Yeah. But I think the reason why also like, and I'm not, no matter if I don't like your team or like your team, I'm always gonna keep it a being.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you mean like Zach Wilson stared the hell out of that curl route, and I feel like that. I mean, and that's
he did. Everybody was talking about it. It was like, yo, he got to stop. He stared it down.
Yeah, like he looked like he looked like 2020 Carson staring at curl down. Like he was just iron. He did not move his like. And so,
oh man,
you can't. I mean, there. I guess you could say.
I think I lost your audio, Infamous.
Huh?
But yeah. He did look like 2020 Carson staring down that route. And you can't do that, especially when you got guys like that got experience in Kaiser White. You know what I'm saying? It just can't happen like that.
Yeah, and it's not to like discredit him.
I lost your audio, bro. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up the next person up here.
Okay.
I appreciate you, my man. Infamous, you already know how we get down, bro. I'm gonna tap in with you a little later on. I'm gonna bring in my man J-Rock. J-Rock, you're in the building. What's going on?
Yo, what's good, man? Listen, just
how you feeling, man? Welcome to the show, dog.
Hey, how's my audio, man? Because I got like a serious echo.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm not sure why you hear echo, but I'm not sure why you hear echo. How about now? Do you got a plan? Do you got a plan somewhere in the background? I'm not sure why you hear echo. How about now?
Sounds pretty good, man. I'll just work. Do I have a web playing? Nah, I don't have nothing playing in the background. I got. Sounds pretty good, man. I'll just power through it, man. I just wanted to say, man. I think our issue this year, man. If unless we get Jordan Howard or somebody back, I think we're gonna have a problem, man, with that running back situation, man. We really need a power back, man.
I see what you mean.
To play the muscle game. I mean, right now, man, all our running backs, man, pretty much is looking the same. I don't even know how Boston Scott got a concussion and the brother ain't even like they ain't even really practicing. I'm like, how is all these dudes winding up with all of these, concussions and all this, man, and like they ain't out there hitting nobody. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
It's so funny because the boy Marcus Epps, he don't want that really. He don't want to deliver that hit.
Right. I'm like, man, them film sessions must be rough, yo. I mean, you get hurt like that in film session. All right, but yo, really, I think that's like everybody was talking about our safety position being like our weak spot, man. But I really think that the running back situation, man, we got to take care of that. I was glad to see J.J. Arcega-Whiteside get out of there.
Yeah, he got
Howie showing some growth. That's how we showing some growth, man. He's admitting the fact that he messed up. Now, he need to package up Rager and Barnett. Get them all out of there. Let's just take the trash out. Get my man out of there because he ain't nothing but a penalty waiting to happen. And I've been scared. I've been scared, man, with this dude still on the roster. And
are you talking about Barnett?
Yeah, and Rager can't catch COVID. I mean, so he definitely got to be going. So we need to just get this dude, man. So somebody, I'm seriously, with Rager, man. I'd give him away, man, for like a nice sandwich out of D'Alessandro's, man. I really would. I'd get this cat away for that. I mean, I don't even want to right now because we deep at that wide receiver spot. I mean, this how we just need to go on and admit he made a mistake with that cat too, and he may get to be good somewhere else. I love what I'm seeing from Jalen, man. I like the growth from him. The talent on this squad, man, is undeniable. If we're not good if Jalen can't win with this talent, then we know what we got to do next year. And Jonathan Gannon, let me tell you something. If Jonathan Gannon is playing with the front five, everybody got their hand in the dirt and ready to hunt, and you got the secondary and upper Darby, come on, bro. These dudes have got to be more physical, man. If I don't see that out of Gannon this year, I'm be ready for him to go too, man. So
I agree with you 100% because like the DBs, you can't have a successful defense, a productive defense when you got guys that's constantly playing on the line of scrimmage because all you're doing is giving wide receivers space and opportunity to make something happen.
That's facts, man. I mean, he needs to let these guys be physical. Let these dogs hunt. I live in Atlanta, so I can tell you straight up, they got some really good talent, man. I watch them dudes play, and you know, in the South, man, college football is king, and that's all people really watch. Because who watching the Falcons? You know, I'd rather watch a pile of dog crap on the field and watch the flies buzz around it for a couple hours than to watch the Falcons. Dirty birds, they dirty, all right. But everybody watches Georgia, man. And them two boys they got off that Georgia squad.
I was going to say, let me ask you this then. You know, you from Georgia, you in Atlanta, and I need to know like what's the post out there when it comes to like Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean, like tell the people in Philly, you know, what kind of players they get.
I could tell you, man. If you watch them cats against the best talent in the league, these dudes coming out of playing people out of Alabama, Florida, against the whole SEC. If you watch them, we got two of the best dudes off that championship squad. And Nakobe Dean, man, people don't really know, man, how smart this guy is, man. This is a brilliant guy out there on the field. I mean, you seen it the other night, man. This dude was like maneuvering around Jordan Davis while Jordan Davis is taking double, triple teams. He's shooting gaps and making tackles. I've seen that, man, the whole time this dude was at Georgia. I've seen this movie before. I know that movie with them two ends with them two dudes holding up trophies. So we just need to be ready, man. We got talent over here, you know, and I'm ready to see us stomp these Cowboys out like a forest fire and do our thing this year, man. Yo, hey, man, I appreciate you, bro.
Yo, J-Rock,
you have a good one, man.
I appreciate you for coming onto the channel, my guy. Listen, you already know you're more than welcome, man. You brought energy, you brought fire, you brought passion. Shout out to my man J-Rock, man. That was heavy. I appreciate J-Rock for coming in the building. That was tough, man. That was tough. You know, next time we gotta get that. Next time we get that echo fixed. But other than that, man, J-Rock, shout out to him for just coming onto the channel, showing love, holding it down for the South, and you know, just giving us the 411 on guys like Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis. Look, we got some talent, man. We got some guys in this building, and it's gonna be important for Jonathan Gannon to put it all together. That's the thing, you guys. It gotta all come together, and if it doesn't come together, that's when Jonathan Gannon, you know, you gotta hit the eject button on him. You dig what I'm saying? And overall, though, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are in a good position, and I think this defense is going to be great. I think this defense is going to be a top 5 defense by the end of the year. But that's only if Jonathan Gannon is able to pull the trigger and get these guys playing more physical at that line of scrimmage. But I'm going to get out of here, you guys. It was a fun show. I appreciate y'all so much. Smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, Chalk It Up Sports. Make sure you guys also check out my other YouTube channel as well. That link is in the description and also on my YouTube channel as well. Make sure you guys go check out my other channel, Tone DeShields II. It's my name like it always is. So I got another channel. I appreciate you guys so much, man. You guys are awesome. Make sure you guys continue to stay locked in on the content. Turn that notification bell on. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I am your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got charged to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. And fly, Eagles, fly.